Is Singapore your next tourist destination? I totally understand why you're excited, because for me Singapore is famous for its blend of modernism and a rich cultural heritage. With its breathtaking skyline, famous landmarks like Marina Bay Sands, neighbourhoods like Chinatown and Little India, and attractions like Gardens by the Bay, it draws millions of visitors each year. But today I'm here to share something crucial for your trip, and that's the Singapore arrival card. We found the most common questions about entering Singapore, so stick around because we will answer them later in the video to ensure a smooth entry into the Lion City. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There are several videos like this about entry into different cities and countries, so you might want to check them out as well. That being said, let's get started. So what is the Singapore arrival card and why is it required? The Singapore arrival card is a mandatory document for anyone visiting Singapore. It's essentially a health declaration form required by Singapore's immigration authorities. This form includes your personal details, travel information and health declaration, and it must be presented at the immigration counter upon arrival. You can apply for the Singapore arrival card through the official government website or through iVisa. Using iVisa allows you to apply in any language, save your application progress and submit your application at any time. Plus, you get a 24/7 support in any case any question or problem arises. Who needs a Singapore arrival card? All visitors to Singapore, regardless of nationality or mode of entry, need to complete the Singapore arrival card. However, those transferring or transiting through Singapore without seeking immigration clearance and permanent residents, citizens and long-term pass holders entering through land checkpoints are exempt. When travelling to Singapore, all visitors must submit an electronic health declaration as part of their Singapore arrival card application. This declaration requires travellers to report their current health status, detailing any symptoms indicative of infectious diseases, and to declare if they have had any recent contacts with individuals known to have such diseases. This information is provided through a questionnaire during the Singapore arrival card submission process. Now, upon arrival, immigration officers may verify this information and ask additional health-related questions. Although no routine physical examinations are conducted, the accuracy and honesty of the provided information are crucial for ensuring public health safety. Furthermore, travellers arriving from countries at risk for yellow fever must present a valid yellow fever vaccination certificate. If they fail to provide the certificate, they may be subjected to a mandatory 6-day quarantine. This measure is part of Singapore's efforts to prevent the spread of infectious diseases and protects the health of its residents and visitors. How long does it take to get the Singapore arrival card and how long is it valid for? The process to apply for the Singapore arrival card typically takes about 5 to 7 minutes. After submission, your application is reviewed and approved within 1 to 2 business days. The arrival card is valid for a single entry and you will need to apply for a new one for each visit if you have a multiple entry visa. How can you get the Singapore arrival card? One of the ways to get your Singapore arrival card is through the electronic system known as the Singapore Arrival Card e-service. This online platform allows travellers to submit their details before arriving in Singapore and expediting the immigration process. Simply visit the official Singapore Arrival Card website and follow the steps to fill out the form correctly. Ensure all information is accurate and up to date, and that's including your personal details, passport info, flight details, and of course, where you'll be staying in Singapore. And once you've submitted your electronic arrival card, you'll receive a confirmation via email. Show this confirmation to the immigration officers when you arrive. It's advisable to have a printed or digital copy ready for inspection. Alternatively, you can get the Singapore arrival card upon arrival at the immigration checkpoint. You'll be given a physical form to fill out with your details. Make sure all information matches your passport to avoid any delays during immigration clearance. For travellers arriving via sea or cruise ships, the process might be different. Passengers receive the arrival card form on board the vessel and should fill it out before disembarking. Follow the instructions given by the ship's crew for a smooth entry. While the process is pretty straightforward, some travellers do run into issues. To avoid them, I suggest using iVisa. It's a great platform that makes the whole application process much easier. They offer help in multiple languages, let you save your progress, and even provide expedited services if you're in a rush. Plus, you can apply 24/7, making sure your application is spot on, reducing the chances of any problems. Here are some common questions and problems travellers have faced, gathered from forums and YouTube comments. We are arriving by flight to Singapore, then going straight on a cruise. Do we put day trip or transit? Well, the answer to that is you should select day trip because you need to clear immigration upon arrival in Singapore before you can board your cruise. This is important as it ensures that you meet all immigration requirements and avoid any complications. When you clear immigration, you officially enter Singapore, even if you just transfer into another mode of transport like a cruise ship. I'll have a layover in Istanbul for a few hours. Which flight number should I put into the flight number section? Well, in this case, you should enter the flight number of the flight arriving in Singapore. This is crucial because the immigration authorities need to know your arrival details into Singapore. Even though you have a layover in Istanbul, the focus is on your entry point into Singapore. Ensure that you enter the flight number accurately to avoid any confusion or delays at immigration. I have a flight from Madrid to Singapore with a layover and then a flight to Australia. Do I still need a Singapore arrival card? Well, the answer to that is yes. You need the Singapore arrival card because you will be clearing immigration in Singapore. Even though you're continuing your journey to Australia, the stop in Singapore requires you to comply with local immigration procedures. So make sure to fill out the Singapore arrival card with all the relevant information, including your layover and next flight details. This will facilitate a smooth process and ensure you don't face any delays. For the United States of America, should I select American? There's no option for United States. The answer to that one is yes. If there's no specific option for United States, you should select American. This classification covers citizens of the United States. It's essential to select the correct nationality to ensure your arrival card is processed correctly. If you have any doubts, using a platform like iVisa can help, as they provide detailed guidance on how to fill out each section of the form. I booked 2 hotels. How do I select both on the arrival card? On the arrival card, you only need to enter one hotel. Typically, you should enter the hotel where you will spend most of your stay or where you will stay first. Immigration authorities generally need an initial point of contact and accommodation details. You can provide additional accommodation details if asked during immigration, but entering one hotel on the form is usually sufficient. Do we need to fill one arrival card per head or one card for the whole family? Each family member needs to fill out an individual arrival card. This is because each person entering Singapore must provide their personal details, travel information and health declaration. Even infants and children require their own arrival cards. Ensuring each family member has their own completed card will help streamline the immigration process and prevent any delays upon arrival. These are just some of the most common questions. If you have any other specific inquiries, we'd be happy to provide answers and ensure you have a stress-free application process. So please leave your questions in the comments and we'll respond promptly. Ensure all information provided on the Singapore arrival card application is accurate. Double check your details to avoid delays or rejection. Then submit your application at least 3 days before your planned travel. Applying at the last minute can lead to delays or denial of entry. Now remember, you can use iVisa to avoid all these problems. Now in conclusion, obtaining your Singapore arrival card is simple, yet it's a crucial step for a smooth admission into Singapore. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more travel tips. Have a safe trip everyone.